Captain James Wright stood at the airlock of the diplomatic vessel, watching as the Valoran delegation prepared to depart. The peace treaty had been signed. Humanity's first formal alliance with an alien species was now reality. And as a gesture of goodwill, the Valorans had offered something unprecedented, a marriage bond between their species. The woman beside him was tall and elegant, her pale blue skin shimmering with an otherworldly luminescence. Her name was Lyra, and according to the translation device, she was considered one of their most honored daughters. Her large, violet eyes held an intelligence that seemed to pierce through dimensions, and when she spoke, her voice carried harmonics that resonated in frequencies humans could barely perceive. "The ceremony is complete," announced Ambassador Korth, the lead Valoran diplomat. "Lyra will serve as the bridge between our peoples. She will live among you, learn your ways, and help foster understanding." James nodded respectfully, though his heart hammered with uncertainty. He had volunteered for this arrangement, not out of romance, but out of duty. Earth needed allies in a galaxy that had proven hostile to human expansion. 3 separate alien species had already attempted to claim human colonies, and only quick thinking and desperate last stands had prevented total annihilation. As the Valoran ship departed, leaving streaks of blue light across the starfield, James turned to his new wife. She was studying him with those extraordinary eyes, and he sensed she was reading far more than just his surface thoughts. "You are afraid," Lyra said, her voice carrying both statement and question. "Nervous," James corrected. "This is new territory for both our species." Lyra moved closer, and James caught a scent like ocean mist mixed with something floral he couldn't identify. "James Wright," she said, pronouncing his name with careful precision. "You are in danger." The words sent ice through his veins. "What kind of danger?" "Not immediate, but it builds like a storm on the horizon." Her hand touched his arm, and he felt a strange warmth spread from the contact. "My people see time differently than yours. We perceive patterns, probabilities, the way choices cascade into futures." Over the following weeks aboard the research station where James was stationed, Lyra proved to be an extraordinary companion. She learned human customs with startling speed, adapted to their food, and showed genuine interest in human art and literature. But every few days she would fix him with that penetrating stare and repeat the same warning. "You are in danger, James Wright." At first, he attributed it to cultural differences, or perhaps a mistranslation. But as time passed, he began to notice things, small discrepancies in supply shipments, communications delays that shouldn't exist, personnel transfers that didn't quite make sense. "The danger grows closer," Lyra told him one evening as they shared dinner in his quarters. "Your own kind prepare betrayal." "That's impossible," James replied, though doubt crept into his voice. "The peace treaty benefits everyone. Why would humans sabotage it?" Lyra's skin darkened to a deeper blue, a sign he had learned indicated distress. "Not all of your kind want peace. Some prefer war, for it brings profit and power. They fear what alliance with my people might mean for their positions." 3 days later, James received orders to escort Lyra to a cultural exchange meeting. On the planet below, something about the timing felt wrong. The request had come through unusual channels, and when James tried to verify the orders through standard protocols, he encountered bureaucratic roadblocks. "This is the moment," Lyra said when he told her about the meeting. "The danger I have foreseen, and we won't go. We must. If we refuse, they will find another way, and next time I may not be able to protect you." She touched his face with surprising gentleness. "Your species fascinates me, James Wright. You have such capacity for both cruelty and compassion." "I have chosen which side I will defend." The shuttle ride to the planet's surface was tense. James had quietly armed himself, and requested backup, though he wasn't sure who he could trust. As they descended through the atmosphere, Lyra's skin began to glow more brightly. "Energy weapons are being charged below," she said matter-of-factly. 17 human life signs, all carrying hostile intent. How can you possibly know that? My people evolved on a world where predators could mask their presence from most senses. We learned to read the electromagnetic signatures of living minds. Fear, anger, excitement, they all create distinct patterns. The landing pad appeared peaceful enough, but James noticed the positioning immediately. Too many personnel for a simple cultural meeting, all positioned with clear lines of sight to where the shuttle would touch down dot as the shuttle's doors opened. James made his choice. Instead of following protocol, he grabbed Lyra's hand and led her toward the emergency exit. "Trust me," he whispered. The ambush happened exactly as she had predicted. Plasma fire erupted from multiple positions, aimed at where they should have been walking. But instead of finding their targets, the attackers found themselves facing something they hadn't planned for. Lyra's skin blazed with brilliant light, and when she spoke, her voice carried harmonics that seemed to vibrate through the attackers' bones. "Humans of Earth," she said, her words somehow reaching every person on the landing pad, "you make war upon your own kind in the name of preventing peace. This is the choice that leads to your extinction." The attacking humans froze, not from any alien power, but from the simple shock of hearing their intentions spoken aloud with such certainty. "Your species stands at a crossroads," Lyra continued. "Choose unity, and you will flourish among the stars. Choose division, and you will burn alone in the dark." James stepped forward, his weapon trained on the lead attacker. "Stand down," he commanded. "This ends now." In the aftermath, as security forces arrested the conspirators, James learned the full scope of the plot. A faction within Earth's government had planned to assassinate both him and Lyra, then blamed the attack on alien infiltrators. The manufactured crisis would have justified withdrawing from all alien alliances and launching preemptive strikes against peaceful species. "You knew all along," James said as they returned to the station. Lyra nodded. "Time flows like a river." James right. "Most beings see only the water directly before them. My people see the currents beneath, the rocks that shape the flow, the destinations where all paths lead." "And what do you see in our future now?" She smiled, the first truly human expression he had seen from her. "Possibility," she said. "Your species will make mistakes, face challenges, sometimes choose poorly. But you also have something rare in the galaxy, the ability to change, to grow, to become better than what you were." James looked out at the stars, no longer seeing them, as cold and distant, but as destinations waiting to be reached. "Thank you," he said, "for the warnings, for saving us from ourselves." "That," Lyra replied, her hand finding his, "is what bonds are for." Chat controls Sonnet 4.